Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Temur Eldrazi Ramp on the draw for game one. What makes this hand good? Not much. Like, Utopia Sprawl makes it better. Soul Land makes it better. Malevolent Rumble-ish. One mulligan. Very similar. Utopia Sprawl, Malevolent Rumble. I'll keep this one, drop the Ugin, and pass. We'll go Misty Rain, fetch for a commercial district off top, unless we draw into a Sprawl. My thought here is if we do draw into a Soul Land, which is 8 hits, or a Sprawl, which is another 4, so 12 total, we'll build a Null Drifter on 2. Urza Mine, Chalice on 0, and draw. K command, Misty Rainforest, pass. And pass. If they have Natural Tron, that would be trouble. Whoa. Okay. Took a risky hand, it looks like. Commercial District trigger. Karn to Grave, as much as I would like Karn right now. Draw. Forest. Breeding Pool tapped and pass. And pass. You find a land. No lands. Again, we'll love a soul land off top. Chrysalis. No soul land. In that case, I am going to evoke. Draw 2. Again, no soul lands, but next turn we can cast the Chrysalis and ramp towards Ugin. So that is good. And this is pretty slow, all things considered, but if we can turn 5 Ugin, that will start a 2-turn clock. An opponent kept a really risky hand. I am very confused to why they kept the hand. Like, I don't think there's a world where I'd keep a 1 Tron land hand. Yeah, that's a weird one. So we'll bring in Consign, Wastegate, Battle Mage, Dismember. At least that's what we want to bring in. We cut K-Return. We can cut Bajuka Bog. We can cut an Emrakul. Excuse me. I think I have Eldrazi Tron on my list. No, we cut an Ugin. That's right. Cut an Ugin and Chrysalis. Cut an Ugin and the Chrysalis. Alright, let's run it back. Then we'll bring a Chrysalis back in order to cut the gemstone. Difficulty 3. Another awkward hand. In a green source, so 9 hits. Yeah, we can keep it. Talisman would be okay. Yeah, we'll keep it. Pass. And draw. Lab. Okay. Looking promising. Imprint Breaker. And pass. If I can draw a K command off top, that would be fantastic. Sporific Springs. Oh, interesting. This is Blue Tron. Okay. Draw. Temple. Pass. Urza Mine. 3. Stock up Resolves. So we might not need to dismember. Because I forget if they bring in Thought Knot in this matchup. Draw. There's the K command. I will hold. A little bit worried about a force. There's the power plant. 5, 7, portent. Let's see what you hit. So there's Ugin, Null Drifter, Map. Yeah, Ugin, Null Drifter, Map. I will want to deal with the Null Drifter. So Ugin, Null Drifter, Map, and Binding. I'm going to scry draw. There's Wayscape, there's Sire. There's a forest. So I think I want top, bottom, top, and top. Draw 2. I actually should have waited for that, because I forgot that Ugin Binding can... Does Portent just say 1? For each card type, you may exile a card, put the rest in a graveyard, cast a spell from among the exile. Oh, a spell without paying its mana cost, end step. Okay. Dismember. Goodbye, Null Drift. End step. So 3, 9, 10, 10 minus 4 would be 6. So we don't have enough for Chrysalis, or for Mega Spawn and Null Drift. There's the Wayscape. Let's see, there's a mine in the yard, so we'll go after mine. And I am going to pick up Ghost Quarter. And leave it at that. No attacks. End step. Ghost Quarter, Power Plant, just to ensure. I guess I should have done that after draw. Yeah. Forgot I had to pause on upkeep. There's the island. Three, stock up. Next turn will World Break. If they have another Urza land. Terrific Springs tapped. Still tempted the World Break, just out of principle. Draw, Lab, Sanctum, return World Break to hand. Four, five, six, seven. Hit tower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we'll grab an Emrakul. Actually, is grabbing an Emrakul even worth it? Subtlety. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Yes. I mean, I can just grab another World Break. So a Myco spawn. I think World Break would be fine. Yeah, we'll go World Break. Combat. Down to 17. I guess I just as well could have kept it on top. Evoke. Yep. Yeah, I suppose that's true. I could have well just kept it on top. Really, you want to bounce my Sowing Myco spawn back? Bold move, got him. Evoke. I guess maybe you have a Consign in hand. Ugin Lab. Imprint, Null Drifter. I guess I could keep the lab untapped. Hit the tower. No Consign? Why do that then? That baffles me a bit. I'm gonna go Breeding Pool Shock. Yeah, in retrospect, I should have just kept the World Break on hand. I was thinking about the Ugin, not Ugin, the Emrakul, but yeah, should have just not triggered the Sanctum. Got the World Break on top. What will you imprint? Ulamog Ceaseless Hunger. There's going to be a small Portent. Null Drifter, Evoke. Yeah, that's fine. It's a map. And draw. Let's see here. 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess actually first we should Stomping Ground. This is mana neutral. For red. World Break, Ugin Lab. And as much as you don't want to give me the body, I doubt you want to give me the trigger. Consign. Yep. Tempted to Wastegate Battle Mage, the Expedition map. Also worried about a Karn, so I think I just hold the Breeding Pool. Yep, Ugin Lab. Ugin. Tis a portent. Oh, Null Drifter. First. One. And first one's targeting that, second one targets the trigger. And pass. And draw. And kick. Get rid of the Ulama, because that's what I'm actually scared of. And go Cavernous Soul, or not Cavernous Souls, Commercial District. Trigger. Rumble Top. I have lethal damage on board. Opponent scoops it up. Alright, we'll take it. Yeah, the Portent of Calamity was pretty rough. They had the 7, which is the ideal number. They just did not hit the big hitters. Well, with that said, we'll be back for match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. I will keep. We're going for Chrysalis Beatdown. Main thing we're hoping here is that they do not have a force. Forest, Sprawl, Red, or Prismatic Ending. I guess even a Thoughtseize would be a bit rough. Arid Mesa, passing, draw, K-Return, tuck the Null Drift, Arid Mesa. Shady Backstreet, so looking like Blink. This K-Return's looking appealing then. Would love a red source off the top, just so that way you can both Chrysalis and hold up the K-Return. Land, passing, yes, that's the Felia. Draw, Commercial District. Well, I did say a red source, I did not specify, I suppose. Commercial District, trigger. Burning Catacombs, top. Go to combat. Fetch, Marsh Flats. Cast Felia. Trigger 1. Always yield. Trigger 2. K-Return. And pass. So I'm thinking about whether or not we return Null Drift to the hand. Tapped. Relic. Relic target me. Yep. could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll keep it under. Draw. Burning Catacombs. Fetch. In case they have White Orchid main, we're gonna go Breeding Bull Shock. Another Chrysalis. Question of the day, do you have Solitude? I guess maybe I should have attacked first for that exact reason. Yeah, I should have. Because they've pitched Solitude, Relic, exile all. That's fine by me. There's Solitude, but they must have not had the Ephem. Solitude enters exile. Yep. The 21. No longer need to sandbag this Bajuka Bog since there's already enough for Ketra. 5 in hand. A Flicker Wisp would be kind of rough because they could flicker my forest and detach the Utopia Sprawl. 4 in hand. Witch Enchanter. Witch Enchanter. Yep. End step. Return Null Drift to hand. Draw. K command. Go to combat. Jukabog, target you. Hold K command. If they attack, we take the 2. Paying cost for Prismatic Ending. In response, trigger. Interesting. Why do that, Ketra? Yeah, that was kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie, opponent. Exile Ketra. Ketra trigger, draw a card. Gala Shrine tap, 2 in hand, passing. Really? Why attack? 8, 9. It's not lethal damage. Guess I could. Okay, let's do this first. Well, no. So 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Trigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cast Null Drift. Draw 2. Play a land. Play a Talisman. Play a Talisman. Go to combat. Down the 5. Lethal damage on board. Turtle, why are you splashing about? Trawler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. Hallowed Fountain tapped. One card left in hand. K command. Go to combat. Trigger with Null Drift. Sacrifice the Trawler. Interesting. Okay. One card in hand. This is Esper, so we do need to be mindful of Consign in game 2. Interesting. So yeah, Consign, Vindicate, White Orchid Phantom. Cut Karn. Cut the Jukabog. Cut Emrakul, I'm pretty sure. Cut Emrakul and Chrysalis. Alright, let's run it back. Still not 1000% sold on Consign in the sideboard. I will keep to 5. So yeah, we're gonna just set up with K return. Opponent keeps 5. Arid Mesa. I mean, a fetch Thoughtseize would be pretty rough for them, not for me. Wastegate Battle Mage is huge. For red. Pass. Fetch. Backstreet. I mean, if they just hold up 2, we have to play around Felia. Pass. Thoughtseize. K return if you're worried about the sweeper. Rumble if you don't want me to dig deeper from the well. Yeah, that's fine. Windswept Teeth and hold. So they missed their land drop? Yeah, they missed their land drop then. They hit their land drop this time. Relic. Okay. Fetch the Windswept Teeth. Commercial District trigger. Consign to Yard. And Windswept Teeth. Draw. Talisman. In that case, Talisman. Stomping Ground Shock. And pass. Arid Mesa fetch. And they already know about the K return. Relic exile. I'd love a soul land off top. Did you find the land drop? White for White Orchid Phantom. If so, that'd be fine. March. Okay. Draw. Dismember. Hold. I feel like they should have gotten rid of the talisman. 2. Overlord of the Bailmerk. Trigger. There's Solitude or White Orchid. Chooses White Orchid. And pass. Overlord trigger. And draw. So, green kick. Goodbye, Overlord. Reading Pool tapped and pass. Again, need a soul land. Do you White Orchid? Not the biggest deal if you do. Passing has Felia in hand. Ugin's Lab. Go to combat. Turtle. Can you relax, bud? I'm gonna hold. Okay, return. As much as I don't want to sweep my Wayscape, the Dismember is more valuable to me. And we can trigger the K return next turn. And they play the Ketra, we Dismember, and they play the White Orchid. That's fine. Really? Draw. Sire. So they're suggesting they have another Felia. Yeah, I think at that point, I'm going to tuck a Sire of 7 Deaths. Orange Chant? Weird. Why bring that in this matchup? I'll still tuck. Is it everyone can't play or just me? Target player. I would not expect Orange Chant to come out in this matchup. There's Felia. That's fine. Do I dismember's the question? Because I think they're going to try and White Orchid, right? That would be my thought. So do I dismember the Felia? Or do I dismember the White Orchid? I think we dismember the Felia. There's White Orchid, ETB trigger, target, Ugin's Lab. Return exiled card to hand. Yes. So I need a land off top. Begin combat. Dismember. and draw. K command, rough. Alright, we'll pass. And hold. I mean, if they have an EFEM, that would kind of suck. But still wouldn't be the end of the world either. If they double EFEM, then that would be a bit more of an issue. Because then we need a soul land off top. Though honestly, any color source right now would be nice. Would be a good place to start. And there's the Overlord. Trigger. There's Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp or Felia? Grab Solitude. Alright, land. Draw. There's the land. World Break. World Break, target Overlord. If they had the EFEM, they would have used it. I still think I K-return here to get rid of the White Orchid. In case of Felia, Flicker Wisp. There's the Felia. And pass. So we know about Solitude in hand. They can attack in, put me down to 9. We could hold up K command at that point. Ketra. Ketra is online, so we'd have to exile Ketra, Flicker Wisp, Flicker the World Breaker. Yep. And then Felia, Flicker, Flicker Wisp. Yes. Down to 9. Flicker Wisp. Flickers what? The World Break or a land? A land. Interesting that you didn't go for a colorless source. Ooh, E-Temp. E-Temp. Hold. No attacks. Flicker Wisp. Tapped. Marsh Flats. Begin combat. I'm going to ramp an exile. Exile Felia. Done. Do you have Consign in hand? Fetch Marsh Flats to 12. For Plains. Solitude? That's fine. Solitude, exile, World Break, up to 14, Felia down, and make 6 spawns. We'll pass in full. Go down to 11. Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be our last forest, wouldn't it? Only downside of doing so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll keep the Ghost Quarter up. So we now have lethal on board. I guess we don't have lethal on board because they have 3 toughness. We'll be at 1 currently. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take a win against Blink. Alright, we'll be back for match 3. Alright, we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. We'll keep Windswept Teeth, fetch, or Forest, Sprawl, or red, and pass. And pass. Flooded Strand, fetch. Sacred Foundry, shock, looking like energy. Static Prison, oofda. Honestly, as a turn 1 play, that's fine by me. Draw. Chrysalis. Talisman. And pass. And pass. Flooded Strand, fetch, a Johnny. Guide of Souls. Ocelot Pride triggers. Alright, an EE will clear. Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, kicking a Mycospawn seems right here. Kick, target Sacred Foundry. We just go E-Temp. We could also go Commercial District to try and dig a bit deeper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Doesn't change too much. I'm going to go Commercial District. Trigger, Malevolent Rumble on top, and pass. And pass. Like I said, we can Karn EE for 1. We're actually kind of short on Karn EE for 1 by 1, aren't we? Yeah, we can't do it on the same turn because it costs 7. Right now we're looking at 6. Marsh Flats. Fetch. You have a creature, so you can float the Guide or Ocelot Pride. Is it a Johnny? Bombardment. What is it? Untapping. Guide of Souls trigger. Yeesh. Yeah, so definitely want that EE ASAP. Attack with Ocelot Pride. Float the cat. Hit me for 3. 1916. Yes. Can't block that. And draw. Malevolent Rumble. So let's start with Writhing Chris. Actually, no. Yeah, we'll start by tapping the Talisman. That's fine. Another Writhing Chris. Yeah, I mean, I think we just keep the Writhing Chris. Wooded Foothills, fetch. Or a forest. Like I said, next turn we can definitely EE. Just need to survive the turn. We'll hold. What were they going to play for 2? My only thought is a bombardment. Staggered prison trigger. Down to 1. Arena of Glory. The combat. Sneaky Reach. Unless they have a discharge would be my thought. Go to blocks. Trigger 1. Always yield. Draft All-Star Writhing Chrysalis. Want this at instant speed for 2? Huh? Instant speed 2. Thraben Charm. So that's looking to deal 10 damage. Yeah, I can't mitigate that, but you don't gain life. Okay, so the Thraben Charm. Understood. End step. Draw. Talisman. Okay, how much mana do I have access to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 2 would be 6, so we're short 1 for Chrysalis Karn into EE. So I can go Karn into EE though, no problem. Actually, sorry. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, we can do it. We absolutely can do it. Because this counts for 2. That'll leave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Chrysalis number 2. Then we need to make sure we hold a colored source. So we're going to sack 1, sack 2, Karn, minus Karn. Yes. For engineered explosives. Explosives for 1. Trigger 1. Trigger 2. EE. For red. And equip. And no attacks. Let's keep the Karn back. Alright. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we can play anything in our deck right now. Two, a Johnny flip if they attack. I mean, I'll block. Red, discharge, Karn down, unfortunate. Emrakul. World Breaker's good. Let's see. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8. Get rid of Arena of Glory. And yeah, if they want to just have a staring match, that's fine by me. And pass. Another arena. Paying cost 4. Joshua. Eh. Oh, interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll flip a Johnny. Johnny trigger 4 at Crystal. Oh, not Crystal, it's at Megaspawn. Yep. And draw. Bog. Turn any number target creature cards from the graveyard to the battlefield. Interesting. Add a Johnny. Add a Johnny. Lock and block. Yep. No reason to Bajuka Bog right now, so we'll just hold it. They can't really attack in either because they want to protect the Johnny. Land, fetch, surveil, a Johnny, 3 at me to 12. Like I said, they're going to want to protect the Johnny. I guess they could attack another Joshua. Down to 9. Draw. Well, that should be the game. 4, 6, 8. Hello, friends. Our turn, comrade. Johnny will hit self. All creatures attack in. They'll smack into Emrakul, Chrysalis, Worldbreaker. We'll tap, exert their Arena of Glory. So that's tapped on their turn unless they exert it now, which would be smart. That's something that a lot of people don't do, but they should. Before my turn ends, before I take control of your next turn, you should exert the Arena of Glory. It's a Ragavan. Yeah, we can dash a Ragavan. So I'm going to dash Ragavan. Exert. And I will go to combat. Actually, before combat. 0 Johnny. Trigger. Target self. A Johnny down. Go to combat. Attack with Cat. Joshua. Ragavan. Go to blocks. Block. 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 Fetch Flooded Strand. We could just leave him with 2 mana. Is there anything that I'm especially worried about off the top? Not particularly. So I think I maybe just leave him stranded. At the same time... I guess if they flage, that's fine. So Elegant Parlor. Trigger on the stack. I'll give you a Plains. And pass. Ragavan. Alright, your turn. I gave you a Plains. I mean, this is lethal on board, so you have to block, yeah. Alright. Energy, win for game 1. Joshua's interesting. Was not expecting that. I'm not sure it's necessarily good, but it is interesting. Let's see. I think I do need to start bringing in dismembers in this matchup. Engineered explosives. Excuse me. We can cut the Ghost Quarter. We could bring in a Trinisphere. That's a thought. Alternatively, just keep the Ghost Quarter and run it back like this. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just do that. Yeah, just between Voice of Victory as well as Clarion Conqueror, we really do need something that can deal with a 3 toughness creature. With Joshua having 4 toughness as well, Dismember seems right. I'll keep. I'll pass. Flood Strand. Is it a Ragavan? Shock, Sacred Foundry. It is. So in that case, we'll play the Temp. And pass. And go to combat. Dismember the monkey. Normally I don't like doing that, but I don't like turn 2 Molten Rain even more. The monkey down. Thinking Breeding Pool Shock. Draw. Another Rumble. Breeding Pool Shock. Rumble. Ugin Lab. Yeah, I mean, I think we grab the lab. And we'll pass. I guess I should hold in case of a discharge. Fetch. Elegant Parlor, Surveil. Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As we're angling towards the Emrakul. Cost. Static Prison, ETB. Sack, so you don't get the energy. We'll pass in full. Yep. Yeah, that's your best play with 3 mana. I'm okay with that. Draw. I do get worried about a Charmaw here. So I'm thinking we go Wooded Foothill, Fetch, Forest, Talisman, Rumble, E-Temp, and hold. 3, 4, 5. I mean, if they don't interact with my mana, we do have Ugin. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We also have Emrakul. Interesting. Alright. Static Prison to Yard. Again, we're just playing around Charmaw. Hoping that I didn't find a land. Definitely not an Arena of Glory. Oof. Do you have a Charmaw? It's 4 mana if you do. Joshua's fine. Trigger Guide of Souls. Yep. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah. Attack with Guide. Take the 1 down to 11. Draw. E. Temp. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our turn, comrade. Has a turn for Emrakul. Tisn't a Johnny, tis a Plains. Draw. Flooded Strand, main. Flooded Strand. I'll fetch. Trigger. No. Oh, actually. If I Sacred Foundry Shock, that's lethal on board. So I'll be forced to play the Johnny. Go to combat. Attack. I guess in that case, Flying Lifelink. Annoying. And I can't... Actually, I can. Attacking of Guide of Souls. As strange as this sounds, I think this is correct. Guide of Souls trigger. Go to blocks. So lethal's on board, right? And if they flip the Joshua, they can't play the Johnny. Joshua would save them. But we have EE for 3. Yep. It's a 4/4, I'll take 2. Oh, it deals damage. Sneaky, sneaky. I didn't think about that. Alright. Ugin Lab, Imprint, Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ugin. Ugin target. Ugin plus. Combat. Yeah, so it didn't really matter how I angled that then. Probably should have just had the Joshua slam in then. Either ways, we got there. Solid win. We'll be back for match 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4. On the draw for game 1. Thinking here. I'll keep it in case it's an aggressive deck. If it's not, we might be in a bit of a position, but we're edging our bets. We can go Misty Rainforest, fetch, Marsh Flats, passing, draw. Another K return. I mean, if it is an aggressive deck, then we're in a good spot. Marsh Flats, fetch, Shouty Backstreet, or Elegant Parlor. Okay, so looking like Oculus or Murktide. Yeah, feeling less confident about this hand now. To the Froge. Yeah. Fetch. Commercial District. Trigger. Laptop. Okay, we can do some fun shenanigans, though. I'm going to imprint Sire. I'm going to pass. We can do some fun shenanigans. If they pitch with Frog, I will fire off the K return, forcing the pitch maybe one more than they otherwise want to. If they don't on end step, we'll cast it instead. I'm going to fire off the K return. See if you want to pitch a card. Even if they have a Harbinger, for example, the Null Drifter will be able to go off, so not too worried about that. Are you willing to pitch a card? I mean, out of 6 cards in hand, I'd imagine you want to pitch 1 to save the frog. Ooh. Oh, that was unexpected. Goryos. So they were holding for... whatchamacallit. Yeah, they were holding for... K command. Oofda. Okay. Seeing a lot more Goryos lately. Yeah, let's concede. Interesting. Did Goryos recently top something? Did they come up in a challenge maybe? So I wonder if Goryos has seen an increase in play rate. And if so, that's something I do have to be aware of. I mean, our hand was absolute garbage into Goryos. They are trying to play around a K command that we did not have. Huh. So we can look at the last 7 days. I'm almost about to be able to look at the last 14. Has Goryo seen an uptick in play? No, not really. Why am I running into so much Goryos then? Weird. I mean, it's like 2%. But that's how many Goryos in the last however many? In the last 6, 2 Goryos. Yeah, I've played against a decent amount. Alright, well, yeah, our hand is not well suited for Goryos, unfortunately. And then Ketra 2 is awkward. Huh. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Yeah, I guess I should have played more conservatively, not fully knowing what it was. I was thinking that was going to be Oculus. A bit of an awkward hand, but we'll keep. So we can go Temp, hopefully draw into a Soul Land. Then we have the K command. Knowing that it's Goryos now, we can play around Goryos a bit more. Yeah, that was an oofta though. I was going to see if they wanted to pitch a card, but was not expecting the Grizzlebrand into Goryos. Turn 1 Thoughtseize would be rough. Shadow Backstreet's fine though. And draw. That is perfect. And pass, and pass. Old Fountain Shock. There's the Froge. And draw. Interesting. We'll pass and hold up the K command. Well, not going to do that before they declare attackers again. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, we do have Emrakul next turn. Interesting. Do I want to exile the frog now? That is the question. No, we'll take the hit. They draw a card. Second main. 2. Fetch polluted deltas as a Ketra. Falaji. That tells me they have a consign up. Well, no, there's no reason for them to do that. Okay, come in now. Ramp and exile frog. And done. Yeah, the consign. Pitch a Troxa, that's fine. Frog down. Falaji finds Prismatic Ending. Black sees hits Emrakul. In that case, we're going to be able to go Cavernous Souls. And should be able to pick up a Myco Spawn. Wastegate. Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. So confirming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. So World Breaker. Start. Go for blue-black. Yes. Myco Spawn. Cast Myco Spawn. Oh, did I cut Bajuka Bog? What the hell, I didn't. I did not, thank God. Like I said, it's awkward with Ketra, but Natrox is a bit more awkward by comparison. And pass, leaving us with a Battle Mage in hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Too short of an Emrakul. Ketra is online, which is a bit awkward. They do cast it though, we can just bounce it, which is nice. That Thoughtseize was a bit rough. Would have liked my turn 3, our turn 3, turn 4, turn 3 Emrakul. Picks up Tainted Indulgence. No reason to play the Wastegate right now, I don't think. Godless Shrine Shock. Prismatic Ending on Utopia Sprawl. That's fine. Not the end of the world. Draw. Wooded Foothills. Combat. Block. Down to 8. Lethal is on board. If they do not have another blocker, we can bounce the Falaji for lethal damage. Tainted Indulgence? No. Not for white-blue. It'd have to be black-blue. Or black-white. Black-blue? Black-blue. Yeah. Another Falaji. So we don't have it. There's the Goryos. But they don't have a target in yard. Delta. Pause on end step. And fetch. Surveil. Trigger. Breeding pool to yard. Draw. Null drift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Combat. That is 8 damage, but again, we don't have a way to push it through. Again, lethal's on board. They do have the Goryos in hand. Draw 2. There's Lab. Play Lab, no imprint. And we'll pass. Alright, what say you, opponent? Down to 4. I can go up to 11. A Grizzlebrand I don't think will cut it, but an Atraxa would be a bit more difficult. Surveil. Goryos, again, they're looking for a target. We pass in full. They have a Tainted Indulgence in hand. Is it another Falaji? If they don't Tainted Indulgence... Okay, there's a Tainted Indulgence. Looking for something to pitch. There's the Atraxa. Damn. That pushes them up to 11. Did they play a land for turn already? No, they have not. But I don't see a way for them. I guess no, actually, no, there's Consign. So what they'll be able to do is Consign, but that'll be the last card. Okay, no, we should have this. Because we can Wastegate, bounce Atraxa, K-Command, exile, or not exile, but bounce Falaji. Sorry, Wastegate, bounce Atraxa, K-Command, exile Falaji, and that should do it. Unless they have a Force. Okay, so they pick up Force. That gets more complicated. At the very least, though, we will be able to bounce the Atraxa. So I need them not to pick up Force. I guess they can't because they need the Consign. Yeah. So Goryos, Frog, Ending. Hold up. No Consign? Goryos, Frog, Ending. Meticulous Archive. Why would you... Okay, I mean, that's game then. So we just... Unless they have Solitude. Did we ever see Solitude? Huh. I will Wastegate, hold up the K command. So I need blue... Bounce Falaji. And hold K command X2. Bounce scoops it up. We'll take the win. Alrighty. Comes down to 3. Not exactly where I want to be, but let's see what we can do. I don't think Goryo's is even on my sideboard guide. No, it was at the time too low. But now it is at least 2%, so we'll add it on. I want the gemstone. They do have Emperor Bones, so I'm thinking maybe cutting the Emrakul. Yeah. And run it back. Yeah, I guess if there's enough graveyard style decks or decks that get impacted by Grafdigger's Cage, we could consider Grafdigger's Cage over Consigned Memory potentially. Because how many decks? I have to double check how many. Ooh. I need soul lands. If you were a soul land, I'd be tempted, but you're not. Yeah, I got the mulligan. Maybe you can go 7. That's scary. That's not much better. Lab is good here. I mean, basically you have 12 hits between soul lands and sprawl. Excuse me. We'll keep it, bitch the Chrysalis. And done. And pass. Surveillance trigger. No Trox and no Goryos. Keeps it on top. Good, good. Rumble. Okay. Put a pause on end step. Watergrave Shock for Froge. Yep, there's the Froge. Fetch Misty Rain. For Commercial District trigger. Chrysalis to Yard. Draw. Oofda. Rumble. Do you have Force? Oofda. Pitches a Trox, which I'm happy about, but not happy about not digging for a land. Alright. So either they have redundancy, or they just feel confident in the Frog Beats, which, to be fair, is pretty good. Frog is a pretty nutty card. Yeah, I'm not feeling too confident now. That Force was pretty rough. Wonder if maybe, I mean, they'll take the K command. I wonder if maybe casting the Talisman was right. I mean, if I had drawn to a soul land K command online, you don't want that, so you have to take really. Alright, so you're hoping I miss whiff on 8, basically. Oh, you were right. We had a land, but we whiffed on the 8 we needed. Need a Delta fetch, Surveil trigger. No Surveil. Tainted Indulgence instead? Pitches Philology, we'll pass. See, how many graveyard decks are there right now? 7 days. Emperor Bones. Philology chooses Thoughtseize, so Thoughtseize away my K command. So Murktide or Oculus at 4%. I guess Living End, Graveyard Synergy. You know, Soulless Jailer would be a thought at 3.3, so 7. Goryo is only at 1.4. I don't know. Is it right to tech for Goryos? Well, found a gemstone cavern named Eldrazi. I think we force check here. Unless they have an EFEM, in which case it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think we go for it. Done. Force check, EFEM check. There's EFEM. Which, fine, I suppose. I need a land off top for Ugin. Falaji hits. Goryo's grabs Goryo's, but I don't think they have any targets right now. Unless they can pitch one with Frog. Tainted Indulgence. So they still are searching for one. They whiff. Land. We know about Goryo's in hand. 2 unknowns, though. Imagine they float the Frog. Yeah, there's something to be said about maybe playing around the EFEM and doing it on their turn, but then we risk a consign instead. Float the Frog. Attack a Frog. We'll take 1 down to 16. Again, we're looking for a land off top. And now comes the question of, do we go Sire or Ugin? Draw. Damn. Confirming 6, yeah. 4 red. We'll pass. So next turn we have the Sire of the Ugin. Marsh Flats fetch, Surveil. Surveil trigger resolves. And Hollow Fountain to grave, okay. We're hanging on by a thread here, a lot of borrowed time. Oh. Am I dead? Goryo's Grizzlebrand. That's 7. 9, 12, 19. Yes, I'm dead. I'll concede. Alright. I mean, there's also a thought to maybe where I should have just held the K command indefinitely. But I mean, they're just getting just raw value off of Frog. Felt like I needed to push things through at some point. Yeah, so I have to maybe take a look at the number of graveyard decks and see if Grafdigger's Cage or Soulless Jailer might need to return to the side. Because like I said, Oculus at 4%. I'm going to throw a Living End in there at 3.3, so 7.3. I'll ignore Neobrand and just look at Goryo, so we're looking at 9.1. So it's definitely not an insignificant amount of decks. Might be something to consider. Belcher is still at 7.6, and Brood Scale 3.3, so 10.9, and then Mono Green Brood Scale. Mono Green Brood Scale just fell off the face of the earth, so I mean it's 0.5, but still 10.9, 11.4 for that. So I mean it's getting up to that point where you're probably in like 9 rounds going to see at least a graveyard deck as well as a whatchamacallit, artifact centric combo deck in the way of Belcher or Broodscale. So maybe some number of Grafdigger's Cage or Soulless Jailer might be right. Could be better than Consign potentially. If I remember correctly, Consign's numbers are kind of meh. Even though it has come in for a number of matchups, including Belcher, to be fair. Something to consider. But regardless, we'll be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. Hand's not doing too much. I mean, we're looking at a turn 3 Mega Spawn if we draw into a land, or turn 3 card if we draw into a land. It's It's not necessarily bad, but it's not good either. We can't really accelerate all too well either. I'm gonna mulligan this. Oh, Jesus. Alright, kind of wishing I kept that now. Mulligan again. No shot. Uh-huh. We'll keep pitch, sire, Emrakul, sire, keep the K return in case. But it just goes, I think this is Eldrazi. No. What? What would give you that? Oh. Alright, looks like they're in the Discord, so makes sense. So it's Zoo versus Eldrazi. Yeah, I mean, game 1, 4 cards opening feels pretty rough, but shout out to Sebek for being part of the community. Do appreciate ya. On the coddle. I wonder if they're in my Discord or if they're in or if they're in 6 Discord. Because if they're on Zoo, I wonder if they are trying some stuff we talked about in my Discord about Zoo. Because Thinker's doing some data work for Zoo as well. And there's been some interesting results, we'll put it that way. Land. Yeah, okay. No imprint, sowing Mycospawn, cast. We could go E-Temp. The only thing about E-Temp is that it allows me to cast another Mycospawn. It allows me to dig deeper with a K command. But if we draw into Chrysalis, it's pretty dead. So I wonder if we do go Commercial District or Cavernous Souls. I'm gonna go Commercial District. Trigger. Karn to Yard. And pass. I mean, at least we can trade with the Wild Nacatl. Fetch. Surveil. Yep. Thank you, opponent, for being a responsible Zoo player and actually fetching. Pass. Like, that's such a bad habit that I've seen so many Zoo players do, is just not fetch at all. Attack. I mean, we'll snap block, yeah. No reason for me not to. Yep. Land. Scion. Or Kavu. Hey, it's the Brawler, so they might actually have been talking to Thinker. So we can Karn, or I can Talisman. Right now I have access to 5. Well, I have access to 6, but it doesn't give me anything. Whereas Karn can distract them, I suppose. Here's a Karn. Ooh, that's a Stubborn Denial. Honestly, I'm kind of fine Karn eating that then instead of the Impulse. I'll take 5 down to 12. Yeah, because we've been talking in my Discord about the data gathered about Zoo and found Kavu's numbers to be atrocious. So we've been recommending that people test the Brawler instead. So I wonder if that's where Sebek came to that conclusion. Ooh, draw. Okay. Okay. So, does this resolve? It does. As long as they don't have a Bolt or Tribal Flames, we might be able to make this back. Just might. Oh no, that's a Bolt. Binding. In response. Pass. So, we either need a temple or... Oh, actually, we would need to draw specifically into the... I guess a talisman would work. Talisman of Curiosity or Breeding Pool. I guess Utopia Sprawl as well. So we have a lot of hits. Draw. You have Trample. We can only mitigate 2 damage on Brawler. Not to mention that Cyan has Trample as well. Yeah. That will cost me. Almost. Yeah, because we can block you, but we can't mitigate enough damage. We needed specifically... maybe if I would have gone for the Commercial District instead. Not Commercial District, the Cavernous Souls. I guess my argument for the Commercial District was that it allows me to cast the Chrysalis. The Cavernous Souls would have allowed me to accomplish that as well, admittedly. And if we had that available, we would have been able to Null Drift or Sweep. So maybe that was a misplay on my part. Yeah, I'm gonna say that was maybe a misplay on my part, and that we should have tried to open up as many potential lines as possible, knowing that we could draw into either Chrysalis or Null Drifter. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's go to sideboard. So we want Wastegate, we want Dismember, we want Consign. We cut Karn. Actually, do we want all of that? Hold on, I'm gonna take a look at my guide. That's why we have it. Zoo. Wastegate, Dismember, no Consign, that's right. Because we don't want to cut Chrysalis. And I'm still not entirely sure about Consign. We can cut Ghost Quarter and Gemstone. Alright, and let's run it back. Yeah, so I think if I would have gone for the Cavernous Souls. I mean, to be fair, no, I guess we would have still drawn into the Null Drift. You wouldn't have seen the Chrysalis, but that would have been fine. Well, I guess I wouldn't have necessarily known to set up for the Null Drift. But I mean, there would have been no reason for me not to try and just send it. Yeah. Yeah. Damn. On the play for game 2. Interesting. I'll keep. Down to 6. Once we draw into a 7-minute value spell, in which case then we can Lab, Talisman, Rumble. Commercial District trigger. Sanctum to Yard. Pass. Again, looking for a 7-minute value spell off top. Passing. Draw. Temple. In that case, Rumble. World Breaker's a thought, but I think Chrysalis might be right, because we can always grab the World Breaker later. Alright, we'll pass. And pass. Thing is, we'll need to resolve the Talisman. Lush Port. Paying cost, Bolt, sack and response. We won't be able to do it this turn then. Well, that's annoying, unless we draw into, again, 7-minute value spell. Might go. Huh. That is interesting to me. Do we want to fire off the Myco? I think it actually might be a good idea while they don't have the possibility of a consign to memory. So now we can go Cavern of Souls, name Eldrazi, and pass, and pass. Down to 18. Are we looking at a Flage? Flage should be fine. Draco is fine. Sacred Foundry holding, though, is a little bit worrisome. Makes me think that they have a Leyline Binding. Binding would suck. So let's start with Chrysalis. Trigger 1. Always yield. Trigger 2. Oh, I guess can't go back now. Talisman. Rumble. Emrakul. Lab. No reason to imprint that I can think of. No imprint. I guess maybe to grab back Worldbreaker. So I'm expecting a Leyline Binding here. No attacks. So we have a blocker for Scion. They didn't have the binding like we thought. Then why shock in... Did they shock in the Sacred Foundry? I think they did, right? Interesting. Kavu. Kavu's fine. So they must have the binding, but they're just sitting on it for the Emrakul then. That would be my thought. Dismember. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. In that case, trigger 1. So 1, 2... We'll take control of the turn. Sweep the board, keep the Chrysalis. Play Lab, no imprint. So even if they binding now, we can bring back the Worldbreaker and break Emrakul out. 5 down to 13. Binding, target Emrakul. Yes. That's fine. Kavu, Nakatl, Wooded Foothill. Consign to memory. Oh, interesting. We can make that work. So main. Wooded Foothill. Fetch. You have a Surveil. Thundering Falls. Hold priority. Trigger. On the stack. Consigned to memory. Thundering Falls. No reason to play the Nakatl, no reason to play the Kavu. I will pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're short 1 for the K return into the World Break, so we'll just return the World Break and, like I said, break out the Emrakul. There's the Kavu. Land. Wooded Foothills, fetch. Temple Garden, shock. Why shock? Nakatl. Oh, because they didn't have green. They needed double green, yeah. In that case... Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for me not to. Thinking. Pause on end step. World Breaker to hand. We will sack a Ugin Lab. And draw. I said I'll break out the Emrakul and set up for lethal unless they have another binding. Phone scoops it up. We'll take the win. Alright. Let's go to side. And bring back in the gemstone. And I think we cut Ugin here. Yes. Because a lot of times Ugin just can't do enough. Yeah, glad they had another Surveil land in there so I could consign it. Gemstone Caverns, we will keep. Gemstone. I think we pitched the Ugin. And pass. And pass. Draw. Lab. I'm gonna tuck. I'll tuck the Null Drift. I'm a little bit worried about a Stubborn Denial, so I'm going to Malevolent Rumble and play around the Denial. E-Temp. Grab the E-Temp. And cast Talisman. Fetch. We read about the Denial. Steam Vent Shock and Denial. Consign. That's fine. That's a bit aggressive in my opinion. Lush Port. Short of a Ragavan, they don't have anything. Draw. Writhing Chris. Ugh, would have been so good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A little bit worried about another consign for the drift. I'm gonna hold. So I currently have 4, 5, 6. Ragavan not dashed. And passing. Draw. Windswept Teeth. Fetch Windswept Teeth for a forest. Chrysalis. Do you have a consigned memory? 2 consigns a bit rough, admittedly. I wonder if it would have been right for us to cast an Old Drift and see if they would consign it. It would have allowed the Chrysalis to resolve. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do you hit? Commercial District, that's fine. End step, return Null Drifter to hand. And draw. Alright, let's see if they have another consign. That's 7-11. No shot you have 3 consigns. Dude. That's ridiculous. Alright. So it's going to be 8. So again, we're going to be 1 short unless we draw into a temple. K return, would like that. It actually would have given me another type in yard too. Oh, you have to be joking. Pass. Bolt to face. Opponent kept 3 consigns, no creatures. Jesus. That is a choice, but it is working out for them, so you can question the methods, but the results speak for themselves. It's K command. Ugh. I love that. Thankfully they can't cast it for what it's worth. 5 in hand. I swear they're gonna have a binding in hand as well. End step. Fetch Wooded Foothills the 12. Stomping Grounds tapped. And draw. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Kick Sowing Mycospawn. Please do not have the 4th consigned to memory, for the love of God. Hit the Arena of Glory. No hasty creatures, please. Float red, so we're going to have a bolt, I imagine. For Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. Just cover my bases at this point. 10, 13. There's the bolt, as expected. We're down to 10 at a minimum, or at most. You get the point. We're going to go Bolt, Tribal Flames win. I say that, but I'm just going to die right now, aren't I? Triple Consign. Surgical Extraction's fine. You're going to see 2 Emrakul in hand. Punisher goes, yikes. Yeah, I mean, if they don't have a way to deal with Emrakul in hand, we should be off to the races. Down to 10. Please do not tell me I have double Tribal Flames. What do you hit? Wastekeep Battle Mage is fine. You can't cast it. Flooded Strand, fetch. Yeah, best to do that now before I fail to find. Tribal Flames. Down to 5. No, don't do it. But I say, please no. Talisman, no, we're not casting you. I mean, I imagine they have the Leyline Binding. Our turn. Do you have the Binding? Yep, you have the Binding. 1 card in hand and Ragavan. Flage kills me. Bolt kills me. Tribal Flames kills me. What is this? What are you doing? Stop it. Okay, so just wear tear. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Draw. Brawler. We don't want to play Brawler. Yeah, I suppose that I pass and hope that they don't see Flage, Bolt, or Tribal Flames. Or an Arena of Glory, even. Yeah. Okay. We pass. No attacks. I'd have a mind to attack and see if I could find something. But I don't think anything I would actually hit would be relevant is the problem. K command. Or K return, rather. Temple, that's fine. Brawler? Or Flames? Brawler's fine. Draw. 1 in hand. Play the Misty. Tis an Emrakul. Our turn once again, comrade. I swear if you have another Binding. Oh, you got to be joking me. Oh my god. Stubborn Denial. Binding. Okay, so that works how I want. So I will cast Binding. Stubborn Denial, Binding. Play blue. Go to combat. Attack with Brawler. Block with Emrakul. And pass. Oh my word. Okay. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. Kavu's fine. I can't fetch. Draw. Son of a... There's no reason for me to play anything right now, right? There's point blank no reason. No. I can't attack, so pass. Paying cost. GG's. Yeah, if I'd seen the Tribal Flames, we could have killed them. If we had... Basically anything that would deal damage to self. Even a fetch. Because of a fetch, we'd get them to 13, we would pass, and then swing in for 13 for lethal. Is there anything I could have done differently there? The only thing I can think of is to... Yeah, the only thing I can think of would be maybe have casting the Null Drifter earlier. I mean, it still would have eaten a consign. And I guess so would the Chrysalis, so I don't think that would have changed anything. Yeah, the Chrysalis and the Drifter would have still eaten the consign regardless. And even if we had drawn into a blocker, we would have still died to Tribal Flames. Yeah, I mean, just 3 consigns is good. Not much we can say there. Not much we can say there. And I want to sit here and say, like, they shouldn't have consigned the Talisman earlier, but by doing so, it set me off of Emrakul for 1 turn. Yeah. Alright, well, sometimes I win some, sometimes I lose some. It is what it is. With that being said, that there will be the end of today's video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. It would be much appreciated. For as much that I hope you all learn from me in both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button, as we're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers. At that point, we'll be able to start monetizing these videos, which will allow me to start saving up towards a stream PC so I can stream live over on Twitch. In the meantime though, if you do want to support me monetarily, you can do so over my Patreon, where you get early access to my YouTube videos and any updates I make to my deck guides. With that being said though folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye bye!